Welcome everyone, this is Kroll Alpha. Today I have the IDC 31, round 3. I'm up against CVH at the top of the screen playing Water Fire Nature Aggro, and I'm at the bottom of the screen playing Water Darkness Aggro. Unfortunately, despite winning the die roll, I break on turn 2. I only have the Melia, but I don't have a Darkness source to summon it on turn 2. So that is really unfortunate for me, and this doesn't really happen very often with this deck, but when it does, you hate to see it. At this point I would have rather lost the die roll so I could bounce something with Spiral Gate on turn 2. Fortunately I do at least draw a Darkness source on turn 3 to summon the Melia. But yeah, he has a much better card than me with Conta on turn 2 and Bronze and Trap on turn 3. I summoned this Duel Spider and evolved the Melia onto Spin Slicer, so it's not gonna get traded by Bronze and Tribe. Next turn I'm probably gonna bounce this Conta with a Spiral Gate, so the Duel Spider cannot be killed favorably. CVH is playing more tempo-based Water Fire Nature Aggro with Rebirth and Jagalzors and many creatures of various mana costs to search with Rebirth. And yeah, we already see the turn for Jagalzor with Soul Swap and Quixotic. Unfortunately he does break into a Spiral Gate, which allows me to bounce the Jagalzor. And since he attacked with Conta, I can kill it with Spin Slicer this turn, after I bounce this Quixotic. And I'm gonna take a shield with Jewel Spider here because there's nothing to contest it on the field, thanks to all the bounce cards I have used. But yeah, unfortunately I also break into Spiral Gate, which bounces my Spin Slicer, which is gonna force me to resummon it. However, I think I'm gonna go for Lucky Ball instead next turn, just to draw 2 cards to fill my hand for the following turns, and to give it a turn to get over its summoning sickness. We know he has Jagalzor in hand and a Quixotic, but we don't know what his other cards are. Usually I have my videos on 1.5 times speed, but this time I decided to have it on 2 times speed, just because CVH is taking a lot longer to think than most people. And we see a Volcano Charger here, which is a very interesting card to put in a Water Fire Nature Aggro, followed by a Bronze and Tribe, setting up for the Jagalzor and the Quixotic next turn. And yeah, I'm gonna play the Lucky Ball to fill my hand a bit. And if he plays Quixotic and Jagalzor this turn, if I don't get any shield triggers, it doesn't look good for me. And even then, this Jagalzor would have to break into double Locomotiver, so I could threaten lethal with Spin Slicer, but yeah. Now that I think about it, it's been a long time since I've had a Locomotiver from my shields. So maybe it will happen at some point in the future. Now my best bet here is to kill the Bronze Tribe with a Lucky Ball and have the Spin Slicer guard the last shield. But he most likely has another speed attacker or a removal in hand for the Spin Slicer. And yeah, he has another speed attacker, which means I have no shield trigger that can stop this, so he takes game 1. Now we go into game 2, where I'm gonna have a turn 1 Aqua Guard, and I hope that I'm gonna draw into a creature I can summon on turn 2. Otherwise I'm gonna be very sad to whiff on a turn 2 play 2 games in a row. With the deck built to prevent that from happening as much as possible. But yeah, fortunately I do draw the Propeller Mutant just in time. Now he's gonna play Gonta here, which I don't like to see, as he can run over the Propeller Mutant. And I don't have a turn 3 Aqua Hulkus this turn either, which is pretty sad. Turn 3 Aqua Hulkus will allow me to go for a double 2-drop on turn 4. But since I don't have it, I'm gonna have to summon Spinning Terror instead. And yeah, I'm gonna summon the Spinning Terror, and I'm not gonna attack with Propeller Mutant because I don't have Spin Slicer in hand to take revenge on the Gonta. Now he's gonna summon a Bronze Tribe on turn 3, which would allow him to cast Searing Wave on turn 4. I'm thinking of either going for Locomotiver or bouncing this Gonta and going in for some shields. And yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce the Gonta, so he doesn't have a favorable trade on the field. And if he goes for Searing Wave afterwards, he's gonna be left on 2 shields. And yeah, that's what I do. Going in with Spinning Terror first, although yeah, I suppose it matters because I don't want to lose the more powerful creature on the field. And yeah, that looks like a soul swap if he's thinking for this long, so he's maybe gonna get another mana with Bronze Tribe or swap in the Lucky Ball or the Gonta so he can have a favorable trade. And yeah, he swaps in his Lucky Ball to allow him to have a favorable trade. I'm still gonna attack with Propeller Mutant here. If he has Searing Wave, he could cast it this turn, or even if he has a Speed Attacker or a Bounce card, that's probably even better than Searing Wave. because then the spinning terror has to break that shield and the Searing Wave would put it into the graveyard. Yeah, you clear only 2 creatures, but at the same time you don't put a shield into the graveyard. And he summons Uses Soul, charging the Gonta as he doesn't need the 5th mana. I'm definitely gonna block the attack on the Spinning Terror. And the Propeller Mutant discards a Chagalzor, which I'm very happy to see gone. And now I can use the Spinning Terror to kill the Uses Soul. And then I summon a Locomotiver, which discards the second Chagalzor, which I'm very happy about. Only summoning Essence Elf here, which is interesting. Maybe he has only spells in hand. So I summon a Propeller Mutant, and unfortunately for me I break into an Aqua Surfer with a Locomotiver. And again doesn't have a play, just kills the Locomotiver with a Surfer. Probably has only spells in hand. If he has Searing Wave, now he's gonna be forced to use it. He's still thinking, even on 2 times speed. He probably has Searing Waves or plus Spiral Gates, maybe. Otherwise, if he had creatures, he would be dumping them on the field by this point. And yeah, he uses the Searing Wave to kill my creatures. And I think I still have a chance here if I manage to have a clock on the last shield. He probably has a lot of bounce in hand, so he's definitely bouncing this Melia this turn. Just to keep my board clear while he builds up his own board. He does give me the Spin Slicer for the Melia here, but no Locomotiver Arrow Shield unfortunately, which would have been really nice here to finish him off with a Loco plus Spin Slicer, but it wasn't meant to be. I think I'm gonna charge one of the Spin Slicer Evos and summon the Locomotiver and the Melia. Another line of play could have been to just summon Spin Slicer and kill the Surfer, but he's likely holding onto another bounce card, which is why I didn't do that. Unfortunately for me, he does top deck Rebirth, which allows him to get Unicorn Fish from his deck, completely clearing my board. And now I'm hoping for a Locomotive out of shields again, but I don't see it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna kill one of his Aqua Surfers with a Spin Slicer and summon this Aqua Guard as extra protection. After I kill the Surfer, he's gonna have 3 creatures, I'm gonna have 1 blocker, and even without removal I would have to rely on a Lashless Spiral Gate, but he likely has a bounce, which he uses to bounce the guard and finish me off. That was the round 3 from IDC 31, where CVH takes this match. He's already uploaded his side of the match, which I will leave a link in the description if you want to see. Until next time, see ya!